107.5.
It is Midweek Moments, and it's Women's Day, Women's Month, or Women's Day coming out on Friday, and Women's Month. And I really just want to celebrate all you incredible women. So happy Women's Month to all the ladies. And in this time that we're currently living, just want to encourage you, amazing ladies. And I know the time we're currently living is not an easy time, but sometimes it's hard to keep the peace and remain calm in the storms of life. Some ladies need to play both roles of a mom and a dad while still dealing with the trauma, sadly, from maybe your past, maybe an abusive relationship, or whatever you may be facing. I want to remind you that you have a loving father that will never abandon you or forsake you or ever hurt you. He is just that good. In the Bible, at a time when women had really few rights, and the rulers and the warriors and the decision makers of the world were all men, Deborah was a judge, and she is a tremendous example of the truth that God enjoys using really unexpected people as leaders, especially those whom others might discount or dismiss. No matter how others view you, God wants to use you to make a difference. Like Deborah, you need to be willing to step up when others depend on you. Your courage becomes their courage. Your obedience is their obedience. And your victory is their victory as well. I want to leave you with this encouragement, which I just absolutely love whenever I think of the thought that who God is, God who hung the planets in their places and spoke order into the world. God who led his people in a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. God who rained manna from heaven and brought forth water from a dry rock. God who turned bland waters into the finest wine. God who made the lame walk, the blind see, and the deaf hear. God who multiplied 5 loaves of bread and 2 small fish to feed 5,000 men. God who raised the dead and conquered the grave is the same God who created you. He created you. That God created you. He knew those children need you. He knew your family needs you. He knew your friends need you. Your husband needs you. He knew that before he knew where you are right now is exactly where you need to be. So before you allow your situation to overwhelm you, before you allow things just to take complete control and for you to lose control, I want you to be reminded that the God who created the universe created you as well. I, Esther, I always think of Esther, and I love the story of Esther because Esther was made for a time such as this, created and knitted together to fulfill the plans and purpose that God has placed inside of you as well. The God that created the universe created you, and He loves you with an everlasting love.
We've all been hurt, felt pain.